What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments, hype the video. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Let's talk about tonight's game. Indiana Fever 113-91 winners over the Toronto Tempo. Caitlin Clark, 21 points, 14 assists, 5 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 18 points, 7 of 11, 11 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 27 points, 9 of 11. And Sophie Cunningham off the bench with a heater, 24 points, 8 of 11, and 6 of 7 from three. The Indiana Fever played as close to perfect a game offensively as they could possibly play. And the main culprit of it not being a perfect offensive game was Caitlin Clark and her bad shooting night. She was 5 of 15, 1 of 8 from three, but she went to the line 14 times. Even there, she missed 4 free throws, which is unheard of. But she still finished with 14 assists and was getting people looks all game long. This was a game where this team finally played with some tempo again. They were pushing the ball, moving the ball. It was a really nice performance offensively, something that we haven't seen in quite some time. So I can appreciate when they play well like this. Like, it was a solid offensive performance. Now, Stephanie White said that the reason they played so well was because of their defense. Now, all I can do is laugh at that ridiculous statement because, well, they gave up 91 points. It was 53-50 at halftime. It wasn't like Toronto wasn't scoring. Now, Toronto had a major injury that took place in the third quarter when it was a 3-point game. Brittany Sykes goes down with a leg injury. At this point, we still don't know what that injury is because they didn't announce it. I mean, maybe they have. I haven't seen yet. They say it's a non-contact injury. On the broadcast, they said an ankle, but or a foot. But I have a feeling it's a lot worse than that. I think she may have torn something in her knee or maybe an Achilles. They don't show really replays in women's basketball with injuries, and they cover them up as if they're, I don't know what, covering them up from what, I have no idea. But that was a significant loss for the Toronto Tempo. They were led by Laura Juskaiti with 19. Marie Mabry had 18. And then they also lost Julie Aleman, who apparently went out with a headache. They didn't say migraine, they said headache. So there is a difference. I know that. Kia Nurse had 10 off the bench. Maria Conde had 12 off the bench. Isabel Harrison had 11. But the Fever, every quarter, 26 points or more. They had a great scoring night. They shot the ball, shot 52%. It wasn't like they shot the ball 60, 65%. They did hit 13 threes, and they went to the line 33 times, 28 of 38. They dominated on the glass. But, once again, they turned the ball over some, and Caitlin Clark did have 6 turnovers, and once again has to control those numbers. But at the end of the day, she still finished with 21 and 14 and was getting people open looks all game. She had 9 assists at halftime, and 5 turnovers. So she only committed 1 turnover in the second half. She couldn't hit a 3 all game, and then the last 3 she took, she drains it from like 27, 28 feet and finishes with 21 points. Again, overall, on-point performance. If Caitlin Clark had shot the ball better, you could arguably say that this might have been the best game she'd ever played in the WNBA. Because if she had shot the ball, let's say, like everyone else is on a heater, 7 of 11, 9 of 11, 8 of 11. Let's say she goes 11 of 15. That's 6 more buckets. That's at bare minimum 12 more points. So 33 points. Let's say there's 3 threes of those 6 buckets. Now you're talking 36. She could have been looking at a 36 and 14 game. Like that would be the best game she's ever played in the WNBA, at least statistically. So it was an impressive performance. There's nothing really negative to say about it. I mean, Monique Billings was 1 of 5, didn't do anything. Lexi Holt, 3 of 6, 6 points, didn't really do much of anything. You got 6 points out of Raven Johnson, and you didn't get much. I mean, besides Sophie, you got a little bit of bench support, but really, Michaela Timpson didn't do anything on the offense either. So, but they played well. they played well, and they have a big game on Thursday against Atlanta. They have back to back with Atlanta on Thursday in Indiana, and then in Atlanta on Saturday at 1 p.m. It's definitely an important stretch of games. It's really nice to see them come off of a W here in an impressive fashion. So before people say, "Oh, Toronto's not good," well, Toronto was 7-5 3 games ago. They're now in a three-game losing streak, losing to the Mystics, losing to the Dream, and now losing to the Fever. So, and then they've lost their best player in the third quarter of tonight's game. So it's a tough situation, but Toronto's a solid expansion team. They're not a bad team by any means at all. And the Fever in the last 6 games, had 5 games where they scored under. I'm sorry, they had 4 games where they had scored 85 points or less. Actually, was it? Sorry, 5 games. 5 of their last 6 coming into tonight, they had scored 85 points or less. So this is a team that had been really scuffling offensively, had been walking the ball up the floor. It seemed like they changed it a little bit and really try to push the pace, even pushing that tempo and moving the ball quickly up the floor. It just changes it's a massive difference maker for the Fever. When they move the ball up the floor and they push and push and push, it creates an atmosphere that is tough for most other teams to replicate. You know, and again, I don't think the Fever's defense was that good. I thought Toronto played a solid game, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to that offensive attack, when they're hitting like that, there's not a lot anybody can do about it. And that's why I constantly say the Fever should just be attacking all the time. Because if they attack, 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 well, guess what? They're going to have tons and tons of opportunities to score. And it is really hard to keep up with a tempo like that. And they did a really nice job tonight. So, you know, I don't know what people think in the comments. Leave your comments, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts are on this game. I appreciate everybody who came on board in the post game live that we did for 2.5 hours. Good time as always. Even to those that come in to troll, I'm for it. I'm with it. You like to troll, you like to talk your shit. Feel free. Feel free to talk your shit and report to whoever you got to report to. Because honestly, I don't care. I say what I gotta say, and if you don't like it, then so be it, but you're always welcome. I've always had an open door policy with people coming to check out what we do here on this in this neck of the woods. I thought Caitlin Clark played a solid game. Poor shooting night, but when you have 14 assists, I mean, that's significant. 14 assists is 14 assists, bro. That is serious, serious stuff. Um, So, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. These next 2 games versus Atlanta will be big. They better be ready to play. You beat Atlanta by 12 before, but you had the three best scoring options were terrible in that game in Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, and Jordan Canada. So you can expect that they're gonna play better. So you gotta be ready to go. You're not gonna beat them scoring 83 points again like you did last time. So that's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channels. I do appreciate y'all. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.